Trial within a trial, finally at an end with the ruling of Judge Rata Mogoatleng. And Newzroom Afrika's Linda Mnisi has been following this case since the start and joins us live from the court. Linda, good morning. So that was what's been described as a blow to the defense team and to the two suspects who were the pivotal part of this trial within a trial. Just quickly share with our viewers who might have missed how things developed in court today, what transpired.
Well, it is indeed a blow for the defense, Ivan, considering that they did not want this evidence to be admitted in the main trial. They objected on the basis that these confession statements were not written by them. They were first compiled and then they were made to sign those confession statements as well as initial on those documents. And their second defense was that, or objection rather, was that these confession statements were solicited through assault, and it is on those bases that they wanted them thrown out. But the court finding that these were made freely, voluntarily, and in sane and sober senses without any undue influence. The judge emphasizing the fact that this is a ruling and not a judgment and can be at a later stage reviewed, but at this moment admitting those confession statements, which will then be read out in court in the main trial as evidence against the two accused, also highlighting the law around confession statements, that they only apply to the deponent and not the rest of the accused. So essentially here what we're sitting with are confession statements by both the accused that will be used against both the accused persons and not against any other person that is in the dock. But I'm joined now by the NPA spokesperson, Lumka Mahanjana. Thank you so much for your time. Your initial reaction to this important ruling?
We welcome this ruling that found that the confession statements and the pointing out was made free and voluntary without any undue process, or the accused person made them in sound and sober mind.
Absolutely, and one of the things that the defense was objecting to, of course, the main thing was their admissibility, but they cited that the accused were beaten up, they were tortured and assaulted in order to make these confessions, to sign these already compiled statements, which, of course, would have entered a dent to the prosecution's image as well as the police.
Of course, indeed. However, you might know that we brought 15 witnesses to this trial within the trial to actually prove to the court that that is not so, that indeed the statements were taken freely and voluntarily by the accused persons.
Does this mean now you're a step closer to proving your case beyond reasonable doubt? Because ultimately the onus is on the state to prove the charges that have been laid against the accused.
Obviously, this is good for the state in helping us prove our case. So we are just one step forward. But anything can happen in court, and we are hoping that we will be able to prove our case beyond reasonable doubt.
And the assertion or the point being made by the judge is that this is a ruling and can be reviewed at a later stage, which then suggests that the state really needs to make sure that it has all its ducks in a row in order, of course, for all the evidence to be taken into account and to be admitted by the court as being the version that could be reasonably and possibly true.
Yes, indeed. That is why the witnesses who took down the statement, that evidence of the confession statements will be brought to court via those witnesses. So those witnesses will then be called to court to testify.
All right, thank you so much. That's Lumka Mahanjana, Iman, talking on behalf of the NPA, really celebrating that ruling that has been made by the Pretoria High Court this morning, saying that essentially it proves that these confession statements were made freely and voluntarily without any undue influence.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that. We take